The first time God ever spoke to me, He said, "The treasures of life lie in the desires of your heart. I gave those gifts to you, use them." Now, I was sleeping when I heard this, and I thought maybe somebody was talking to me, or maybe I left TV on. I don't know. It was weird. But I woke up and I was in a dreamlike state, and a disembodied voice said again, "The treasures of life lie in the desires of your heart. I gave those gifts to you, use them." And I started like smacking my ear, like, what? Like who? And it scared me, and I'll never forget as long as I live. The treasures of life lie in the desires of my heart. What are my gifts? What's in my heart? Like, I think whatever was in my heart, it was completely locked away. It was so deep that God had to come to me personally and say, "Girl, you live in real surface." And you're not going to find what you're looking for unless you go deep within your heart, right? So, the heart that you see is, it is a spell. It is a heart spell. It's called your heart's desire. It helps you go deep within to find what's really in your heart, what it is that you truly want. Not what society thinks you should have, or what what's going to make the most money, but what is it that you really want? Now, I've been working with the financial transformation Magick, and I'm learning that for me personally, it's not it's not about money. It's about why you want it. It's about who you are. It's about your relationship with yourself, and how it impacts your ability to receive. So anyway, this book is completely changing my life. I was inspired to make this heart and this spell. It actually came to me right after one of my rituals, about looking within my heart and being honest with myself about what it is that I really want out of life, and to encourage other people to look within their hearts as well, right? So there are some things I want to talk to you guys about, and one of them is, as I was looking within the depths of my heart, is how my education has actually impacted my ability to manifest from my heart, to manifest to even know what's in my heart. Now, this is going to sound weird what I'm about to say, but I think that the more educated you are, the more it furious with your magical manifestations, because I believe that education teaches you how to draw within the color within the lines, and magic teaches you how to create the lines. You don't draw within the lines with magic, you create the lines. But when you are educated, you are taught to color within the lines, to follow the rules, do as you're told, to fit in. And so if you're used to doing as you're told, remember, it starts even from just memorizing all of the content for the exams. And school teaches you to follow rules, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with following rules, and it teaches you to memorize, analyze, and discuss what someone else has already created. And even when you create something new, I mean, that's a good way typically to step on your teacher's toes, especially when it's something they don't appreciate or understand. So if you are highly educated and you are trying to manifest something into existence that breaks all of the rules, yeah, now you got yourself, now you have yourself a problem. Okay. Now the other thing that I want to talk about, but just to wrap that up, is I think just being conscientious about how my education is impacting my ability to manifest what's deep within my heart, but mainly because I didn't even know what was in there. Yeah, mainly because my education, caused me to we're gonna tuck this away, Cassandra. You know what I mean? We're gonna be normal, and we're gonna fit in. Yeah, and we're gonna tuck all this away. So at some point, you have forgotten the combination to your heart. You don't know what's in there. You don't know what's true for you anymore. And it's kind of like once you start digging in the depths of your being and realizing, who you are and what you want, it can scare you, right? Because you're thinking, I gotta keep my job. Yeah, I gotta be normal, y'all. And so the other thing is that I've been really struggling with getting over shyness. I know you might not think I'm shy because, I remember the first day in the classroom, I almost fainted, and my students saw me, and I thank God my name was so long that I pretended to write my name on the board so that I could stop myself from fainting or from falling. So the chalkboard was actually holding me up. So I know that I struggle with shyness. So even when I make videos, I'll record over and over and over and over again, and I never know which video I'm just gonna let go because I'm always trying to be perfect, or I'm just always worried. So I'll just finally just give up and say, okay, I'm just gonna let this video be the video, and I'm just gonna upload it, and I'm not gonna listen to it, and it's gonna be over. But I think in order for me to take my life to the next level, I'm gonna have to get over my shyness. And so yeah, I've been trying to figure out why. I've been shy my whole life. Even as a kid, I was shy. But I was thinking about some of the things that happened to me as an adult that contributed to me being what I would consider, just shy, just afraid to talk to people. I remember my first boyfriend. He was a part of a fraternity, and they would have like these parties or frat parties, and he said to me, I would take you to a frat party, but I'm afraid that you're going to laugh and embarrass me. And that really broke my heart, because I can't help my laugh. I can't make myself laugh like that. It just comes from a crazy place. And even when I go to comedy clubs, they're always, they notice me, or it's something that stands out about me. And I've had people who had their classrooms changed because my laugh was interrupting their class. But it's really something that I can't help. And so after my first boyfriend said that to me, I tried not to laugh, and my parents noticed that I was really not smiling, not laughing, because I wanted to fit in. So I spent a lot of time working on not laughing. And then finally, my family was like, this is just not you. You just seem so unhappy. We want you to, this is just who you are. This is just how you laugh. So I finally started laughing again. And when I started teaching, we would have student evaluations, and and the students would write, some things, how they feel about the class or about the professor. And someone wrote that I don't like her laugh. It's loud and ghetto. And it just reopened that wound of, what happened when I was like 16. And I never read another student evaluation since that day. I just don't, because I feel like my self-esteem is a very precious thing and I need it. You know what I mean? And I can't, I didn't want to, I don't want anyone to have access to something that, that has been a problem for me, right? And the other thing is, I remember someone said to me, Cassandra, you would go really far if you learned how to use informal banter, like, like, how was the game, or how's the weather. She said, when you ask people how they're doing, you really want to know. You look through people's souls, and sometimes, people don't even want to face you in the break room because they know they're gonna have to have a real conversation with you. Like, just learn to be lighter. Learn to stop being so empathetic or empathic and deep. Just that's holding you back from a lot of things, is that you're just you don't know how to be more superficial. You don't know how to just have light banter and keep it moving. So I feel like I've spent a lot of time trying to color in the lines, and now I know that I'm not going to be able to elevate myself. You know what I mean? If I don't get over this shyness, I don't want to offend anybody by really asking them how they're doing, like, but I am that person. If I'm at I remember all my life I've been that person where if I'm at the bus stop with you, by the time I leave, I'm gonna know your entire life story, and that's just who I am. I love people, and I love their stories. When I see someone, on the corner, and I just, asking for money, and I always envision them as a baby, and I wonder who stopped loving them, and when did they stop loving them, and how did they end up in this position? You know what I'm saying? And I love asking people questions about, their life and their beliefs, and people tell me things all the time, like, I didn't mean to tell you that. You're not gonna tell. One of the reasons I stopped being a therapist is because I couldn't stand knowing the truth, like knowing what actually happened on both sides, and that was just too much. But anyway, I just feel like sometimes I I think we think that moving our life forward is about our talent or our skills, but sometimes it can just be something like learning how to embrace who you are and move forward anyway. Like I think I'll be better off accepting the fact that I'm shy and trying to figure out how to use it to my advantage. What if I'm just meant to be this way? In terms of being conscientious about other people and creating lines, but also understanding the importance of coloring within the lines that other people have created, and being able to live peacefully in both of those worlds. So anyway, I just wanted to put this video out to kind of force myself a little bit more to do things differently. Maybe I don't always have to be on camera, but maybe I do need to show up. I really hope this video helps someone. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you, darlings, in the next video.